Hey everyone, so my name's Caitlin. I'm a photographer from Switzerland, and recently I've just been getting lots of DMs on Instagram asking how I edit my photos. So I thought that today I would finally sit down and record a video explaining. Um, and so one of the types of photos I like to do a lot is self-portraits, and I love just making my freckles pop. And so I use Photoshop to do that. And so I'll just be showing today how you can do that, how you can make your freckles pop. Only thing I'll say is that the model does need to have some natural freckles on his or her face. You can see I do have freckles naturally, but then I just make them pop. So if the model has absolutely no freckles on her face, this video will not help you. Okay, now that I've said that, let's get started. So, yes, the first thing you're going to do is create a layer of black and white, and then convert that to high contrast blue filter, and then change the blend mode to soft light. And now I don't want this layer to affect the whole of the picture, so I'm going to invert it to make it invisible. Invisible. Ooh, can't speak. So to do that, you press Command I or Control I on PCs, I think. And then you take the brush tool. And so now basically what you're doing is painting the layer back onto the photo. So just go here and just paint over it. Make sure that this is white, because when the black is first, that means you're erasing it. So we want to be painting, so we're just gonna go over like that. Maybe go a little bit down here. Yeah, you're gonna want to avoid the eyes when you're doing this, just because else it makes them super dark and makes them look weird. So yep, then you're gonna do that again. Blue filter, soft light, and then Command I to invert. If you notice now, it starts looking a little bit wacky, a little bit weird, so I'm going to bring the opacity down to 70, and then Command I again, and now we'll just go over it like so. And this side of the face is a little bit tricky because there's hair in the way, and also generally you want to try avoid going over shadows too much, because this technique does make shadows darker, so you can end up with really, really dark shadows, which you don't want. So at the end of this, I'm going to have to go and fix the side of my face to just erase some of the shadows. And then you do it for a third time. High contrast blue filter, blend mode, soft light. Now I'm going to bring it down to about 60%, and then Command I. And now I only really want it to affect my nose. So I'm just going to go over my nose just a little bit. And then maybe just the other freckles on the side of my face. There we go. Okay, and now what I'm going to do quickly, I'm just going to bring the brightness down, because bringing the brightness down helps make the freckles pop. So maybe just bring it down to -14. Okay, and now I can try and fix this part of my face, because you can see I've gone over the hair a bit. So I'm just going to bring that down. Bring the brush size down, and then bring the opacity down as well, so that so yeah, now I'm erasing the picture, and I wrote the opacity down, so the eraser is not as strong. So I'm not totally erasing the layer, but just a little bit, just to try and brighten those shadows. I mean, I know there's probably a way in which you can select the hair and then so you don't end up painting over it, but who's got time for that? Not me. So yeah, now these shadows are a bit too dark, so yeah, they're dark because they've become super dark because of the black and white layers. So yeah, now I'm just erasing the black and white layers. I hope I'm explaining well. I mean, comment below if you have any questions. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but I'm trying to do my best. Yeah, okay. Maybe a little bit there. How's this one? Okay, I feel like this one needs some erasing as well. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't want to make this tutorial super long, so we're just gonna roll with it. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna quickly bring the opacity back up. Make sure I didn't put any of the black and white over the eyes, because else it makes them. Woo! What did I just press? Go away. Okay. Whoopsies. I don't know what that was. Okay. Gonna keep going. Okay, we're good. Okay, and now we're going to combine all of the layers. So to do that, you press Command Alt Shift E. I'm not sure what that is on PC. You might have to Google that. And now I want to select my eyes just because I want to make them a little bit brighter. So to do that, yeah, you press this, the quick selection tool, and just select it. Maybe just take away where you don't want it. Again, like the selection isn't going to be perfect, but that's okay. And then the eyes. Ooh, this eye. Take away. Yeah, so we've selected a bit of the hair, but that's okay. We're just gonna deal with it. And then bring up the brightness of the eyes. And now go to selective color, and then we're gonna press this handy little button, which makes this layer only affect this layer. So now I'm only going to be changing the color of the eyes and nothing else in the photo. So yeah, I'm just going to play around with these a little bit. So yeah, this just makes my eyes a little bit more green. Yeah, alright. And now I'm going to combine the layers again. So Command Alt Shift E and go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and I'm just going to add some clarity to it. Maybe bring it up to about there. How's that looking? Maybe a little bit too strong, so bring that down just a tad. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring down the reds, because if we notice here, normally the reds and yellows are about here, but then when you go to high contrast blue filter, it really makes the red stronger, so sometimes you end up with a face that's really red. You don't want that, so go to selective color, go to reds, and then just bring down the reds to about there. I mean, it doesn't make a ginormous difference, but yeah, okay. And then very last thing I'm going to do is just add a filter, just to tie it all together underwater. And yep, there we go. So obviously the last few minutes were just, small edits. So the main part of making the freckles is these black and white layers. Obviously, every single portrait is different because of lighting and because of the person's facial features. So you're gonna have to play around with this, change how many layers of black and white you use, change the opacity of each layer. I'll probably make some more videos showing this technique just because it is so different and sometimes it takes a while to know what you need to do. So yeah, comment below any questions you have. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.